Last time we talked about how a villain can impact the plot. Today I want to talk about how a villain can impact the hero, both during the course of the story and beyond the scope of the story. What's up guys, my name's Mcnulty. I'm a writer. I've been doing it for 10 years. I've won contests like Pitch Wars and RevPit, and welcome to my writing channel. Today we're going to continue our discussion on villains, and I want to talk about how a villain can impact the hero. Now when it comes to hindering a hero, one of the best ways to do it is to attack a hero's weakness. This is something that can be done in a variety of different ways. For instance, you can attack a physical weakness, such as using kryptonite against Superman, or you can attack a mental weakness by putting a hero in a situation where they're not smart enough to solve the problem. Or you can attack a psychological weakness by maybe exploiting a bad habit that the hero has. And of course there's emotional weaknesses, using something that the hero loves against them, maybe taking someone they love hostage. There's a lot of different possibilities when it comes to weaknesses. One of my favorite examples is the Stephen King book Misery. And in this book, Paul Sheldon, who is a writer, he ends up having both his legs broken in a car crash. The villain, Annie Wilkes, ends up finding him, and she just happens to be his #1 fan, and she takes him back to her house, and she keeps him there and forces him to revive a series that he stopped writing that he was sick of. So what Annie Wilkes does, she preys on his biggest weakness, which is the fact that he can't walk, he can't escape her. She keeps him in her home and prevents him from healing and forces him to do exactly what she wants, which is writing a story he's sick of. Now, in addition to attacking weaknesses, you can also have your villain attack a hero's strengths, believe it or not. When this is done in the right way, it can be really compelling. Think about Empire Strikes Back. One of Luke's greatest strengths is that he stands up for his friends and he'll defend them. Now, while that's a strength of Luke's and it's something that we admire about him, it's something that Darth Vader uses against him. And what he does is he captures Leia and Han Solo, Luke's greatest friends, and he uses them as bait to draw Luke away from his training and into a trap that he set for him. Now, villains can attack a hero's strengths and weaknesses over the course of the story, and that's great, but once the final battle happens at the end, you want the villain to impact the hero in a more profound way. Usually the way most final battles go is that the hero and villain square off, and in most cases, let's be honest, the hero typically wins. Now that can be predictable, and it can also be a little bit of a letdown if you're expecting it, but there is a way to spice it up, and what you do is you have the villain impact the hero in a way that changes their character in the long term. Now, one of the best examples is from Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader tells Luke Skywalker, "I am your father." This is huge because up till this point, Luke believes that the world is pretty much black and white. You know, he sees light side, dark side, good, evil. Up until this point, he sees the Empire as purely evil and he sees Darth Vader as purely evil. But when he finds out that Darth Vader is actually his father and a former Jedi, it changes how Luke feels about everything. And he has to face the facts that, you know, there is good in evil people. And this is something that sticks with him going into the final movie in the trilogy, Return of the Jedi. If you notice, up until Return of the Jedi, Luke focuses on destroying the Empire, on destroying Darth Vader. But after he becomes a Jedi, he adopts this philosophy of peace. And instead of him wanting to destroy Darth Vader, he wants to save him. And we see this in the final battle at the end of the trilogy, where, you know, he does fight Darth Vader with his lightsaber, but he does it defensively. He doesn't want to kill Darth Vader. He wants to change him. He wants to bring out the good in him. And this is something only made possible by how the villain impacted him in the previous movie. Whatever it is your villain does to impact the hero at the end of the story, it should cause long-term change in the hero. It should be something that carries over to the sequels if you're writing a series, and if you don't plan on writing sequels, hint at your hero being changed in the final lines of your story. Question of the day, what weakness does your hero have, and how does the villain exploit it? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out my other videos, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and remember to keep on writing.